is supposed to be this gangster, you know, this mob figure, and everyone has to, you know, in Houston that comes through has to come and check in. But you know, it's very rare that you would see a mobster or even let's say El Chapo or anybody doing interviews.
Basically, nobody Prince family in Houston. Nobody, including the cops. Cops know what it is.
Hey, I don't want no friends. I don't want no new relationships. All that shit. Hey, I don't respect none of this shit, man. If you got something for me, plenty around me, you could call. It's plenty ways you could get in touch with me. Man, don't get on no internet and do nothing publicly. Don't do nothing dealing with no fucking publicity. None of that shit. And I'm good on the keys, gangster. When you buy shit cash, two keys come with the car anyway. Man.
Breaking news. The feds just dumped a pile of files, and what's inside is wild. These papers reveal the government has been secretly building a case on J Prince for years, playing the long game while keeping it all under wraps. If you know the story of J Prince's climb in hip-hop, you know the shadows that follow him. For years, artists have called him and his son out for shady moves, and the whispers got louder after Prince Jr.'s name kept popping up around dice games in Houston that never seemed to end fair. Add in those dark rumors tying him to Takeoff's tragedy and Duke the jeweler's death, and suddenly the coincidences don't look so random.
That check-in where he concerned, Takeoff concerned, is a lie. None of it ever.
And then there's J Prince Sr., the man feds once called untouchable. They've chased him for years, branding rap as a quiet cartel, yet never landing charges, until now. The latest leaks hint his RICO case could shake the entire hip-hop scene like never before. Let's break this down, because the feds might finally have their opening. J Prince is now being linked to more and more violent crimes through people in his circle, and that's why investigators are quietly slotting his name into the center of a possible RICO case. To them, he's not just a businessman, he's the alleged boss of a silent rap cartel that's been moving in the shadows for decades.
Plays disrespected different things, and you know, I got a call about it, and the little homies that went into this place want to make that right, because they understand that, you know what I mean, young boy family is okay with me. And as you can see, homie, to make a long story short, I got your keys to your Rolls Royce, I got your keys to your McLaren, you know, all that they took, and the homie Shakur. What you got, home?
We got your Rolls Royce umbrellas. We got your keys. We got a bunch of other shit. So get in contact with us, bro. Get your shit back, bro.
All good. Waiting on you.
If prosecutors dust off the old files and slap on fresh accusations, it won't shock anyone. Back in DEA records from the early 90s and early 2000s, Prince was painted as a shot caller, running an empire disguised as hip-hop hustle. And here's the thing about RICO. It's designed to take down the ones calling the shots at the top, even if they never get their own hands dirty. The reason it didn't stick back then? Corrupt agents, bad evidence, and dirty politics. But now, they've got the same blueprint, plus new internet receipts, digital trails, and insiders in the industry who aren't scared to talk anymore. For years, whispers tied J Prince to shady moves, street politics, extortion, and behind-the-scenes pressure plays. And the recent headlines? They're getting louder. Like in July 2020, when NBA YoungBoy's camp got into it in Houston and some of his belongings went missing.
Hey, I don't want no friends. I don't want no new relationships. All that shit. Hey, I don't respect none of this shit, man. If you got something for me, plenty around me, you could call. It's plenty ways you could get in touch with me. Man, don't get on no internet and do nothing publicly. Don't do nothing dealing with no fucking publicity. None of that shit. And I'm good on the keys, gangster. When you buy shit cash, two keys come with the car anyway. Man.
J Prince publicly claimed he had the items and could return them. Fans didn't see that as kindness. They saw it as a calculated flex to remind everyone exactly who holds the power. But B wasn't having it. He jumped on Instagram Live and straight up told J Prince he doesn't play those kinds of games. It was a bold move, but what came next sent shockwaves through hip-hop. On November 1st, 2022, Takeoff, who was reportedly under the protection of J Prince's son, J Prince, was gunned down in Houston.
associating me with that Duke the Jeweler situation because I went to the Boosie pool party and he happened to be there and he happened to be standing on me. I mean, right next to me. The truth is, I never met him before. I had no idea who he is. I didn't even know he was a jeweler until after his passing. And then the night of that game isn't the night that he got killed. He got leaving Boosie concert the next night because somebody tried to rob him. So, you know, the internet play internet games. But this is a situation with a dude that I didn't even know. I ain't know his name. I had no knowledge of him. I ain't know he was from Chicago. I ain't know he was a jeweler until social media started trying to point a finger because he was standing next to me, and it's just unfortunate that something transpired after another dice game, but neither incidents had anything to do with a dice.
Fans still connect this to cryptic bars in Kendrick Lamar's track Euphoria, where he calls out a father as a murderer and throws shots about weakness in the family line. Many believe it was a sly nod to J Prince and Jazz Prince's rumored role in the tragedy. And here's the thing, Takeoff wasn't the first to meet a violent end after one of J Prince's dice games. Just months earlier, Chicago's Duke the Jeweler had a massive win, $100,000 at a Houston game. But before he could even reach his car, he was robbed, ambushed, and fatally shot. For prosecutors, these aren't just random street crimes. They're pieces of a puzzle that could connect J Prince's world to a disturbing pattern. And if they can link those dots in court, the fallout will be explosive. Under RICO, it's not just about pulling the trigger. It's about pulling the strings. Prosecutors don't have to catch you in the act. They just have to prove you're the boss running the play from the top. And that's exactly the kind of setup the old DEA files hinted at when they labeled rap a quiet cartel, a world where the music is just the cover.
It's a sucker to me, a sucker pick who he be fight with.
Right.
Like if you sit and you go, oh, I'm not going because this. I think I can take him.
Right.
You want to fight the nigga you think you can beat.
And I called J Prince and them out. I'm saying you.
He didn't say nothing to whack. So when you come talking to me, I feel like you're very selective. This is exactly what I meant last week when I was talking about street being selective. They got selections of who they think they're going to get tough with. So I feel there's a must for me to say something because you can't be selective with us because we're not the weakest on the chart to deal that with.
No wonder they mob ties. No wonder everybody got to check in, y'all. Now I'm checking in with the police department. Police department told me, hey man, you got problem with Mr. James Prince. Austin, we hear you got problem with James Prince. Man, we scared of him. I swear to God, y'all, I just got the call from the Houston's mayor's office and the gang unit police department in Houston, Texas. They are scared of fire to rap a lot. And this is what I'm telling the Houston Police Department. Y'all can suck my too.
Basically, nobody Prince family in Houston. Nobody, including the cops. Cops know what it is.
According to newly leaked DEA data, J Prince was under surveillance for years. Wiretaps, paid informants, undercover stings, you name it. And the most recent chatter? In 2024, media outlets claim federal agents actually raided his property. The case stalled, but his empire stayed standing. For now, Prince didn't hold back when clapping back at those rumors, saying, "The people who start these stories make lies for a livelihood, and I do not have time to keep up with their BS." But here's the danger. If prosecutors can link those high-profile killings to controlling territory, shutting down rivals, or sending a warning to the streets, they could argue this is more than bad press. In their eyes, that would be classic RICO territory, a pattern of violent enforcement tied directly to the family business. And if that sticks, the game changes overnight. Then you've got the social media leaks, videos floating around with names like 50 Cent, Charleston White, and Boosie all hinting that J Prince and his son have been plotting moves behind the scenes for years. These aren't random rumors. These are high-profile voices feeding a narrative the feds can't ignore. On top of that, respected DJs have flat-out claimed that J Prince keeps Houston cops on payroll. And if that's true, it paints mob ties as way more than a fashion line or a record label. It's a full-on power network. Prosecutors are now looking at how these operations run like corporations, with clear chains of command. If they can prove those companies are really fronts for illegal moves like laundering cash, extortion, or intimidation, that's a direct path to a RICO case.
Oh,
that came here. I wish he would have never came with Quavo. I wish he wouldn't have never brought this nigga into Houston because he can't think. You know what I mean? This whole root of everything happening is from his actions. And to be frank, honest about the situation, I wish that bullet would have hit him instead of Takeoff because he was the one that deserved it.
And then there's the public image control. After each violent headline, both J Prince Sr. and Jr. step forward to steer the story, drop mixed messages, and avoid cooperating with law enforcement. To prosecutors, that's textbook behavior for someone managing risk, shielding business interests, and keeping the machine running. They call it consciousness of guilt, and in court, that's powerful ammo. Here's the thing about RICO. The boss doesn't have to pull a trigger or snatch a bag to go down. All prosecutors need to show is that he knowingly ran a business that ordered or profited from those crimes. So even if J Prince never personally threatened anyone, the feds can still argue he set the stage for those moves and cashed in. They could follow the money too, and with mob ties and connected businesses pushing millions through their accounts, the paper trail is gold for investigators. If any of that cash traces back to bribes, protection payments, or robbery proceeds, that's money laundering, a RICO favorite. And those leaked DEA files, they keep hammering the same phrase, silent cartel, tying it to decades of dominance over Houston's rap scene. That word cartel isn't thrown around lightly. It paints the picture of an organized gang controlling a market, territory, and even its culture. For J Prince, the hardest part will be proving his empire is separate from the violence and dirty work tied to his circle, especially when his own son's name keeps popping up. In the streets, the Prince name is a brand, but in court, prosecutors could flip that into proof that the whole operation is a single criminal enterprise. And if the jury buys that, it's game over. From his push for independent black ownership to the whispers about high-stakes dice games and street-level enforcement, it's all now sitting in the shadow of these leaked DEA files. With this new wave of information, federal prosecutors have more ammo than ever to go after the Princes. They can revive that silent cartel label and stack it with fresh predicate crimes, tying it to recent deaths, street rumors, and explosive public accusations. And if they build a case strong enough, we could be looking at indictments that shake the Houston rap scene to its core. The kind of move that doesn't just make headlines, it rewrites the power map completely. So tell me, do you think the feds finally have enough to bring J Prince down on RICO charges? Or is this just another false alarm making noise? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, share this video, and subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter. Because this story is far from over.